good afternoon, good sons. May the force be with you. I am Lou Mangello. You are my friend, and together we are at Galaxy's Edge, the planet of Batuu, Black Spire Outpost, here in a very, very empty Disneyland. Tomorrow is the official grand opening, but today I want to take you on a special tour while we can take advantage of something we'll probably never see again, which is a relatively empty land of Batuu here at Galaxy's Edge. The dedication was last night. I shared some photos and some live video, but today we're doing some interviews, we're gathering some content, and I want to take you with me to give you an idea of what to expect. One caveat, I promise you that whatever you see, whatever you hear, does not do this land justice. It is absolutely breathtaking. If you saw my Instagram yesterday, I was comfortable enough to share video of me immediately after walking in, tears streaming down my face. It was not the first time, it was not the last. There have been many of those emotional moments, and that is what sets this place apart from any other location in any Disney park anywhere. There are things, Flight of Passage evokes an emotional response. There are things throughout the Disney parks that evoke a sense of nostalgia. This does it all for a lot of different reasons, and whether you are a Star Wars nerd, an Uber fan, you have no idea who or what the Force is, or it doesn't matter. There is truly something here for everybody, and I don't just mean on the menu. Yes, I'll be sharing video of some of the food here at Galaxy's Edge, but again, in my last few hours before I make my trip back home, I wanted to take you with me, and hopefully, if you share this out, invite some of your friends as well, on a tour of what Batuu looks like when there's nobody here. Now, we're in Disneyland, obviously. We are entering from what is going to be the Critter Country entrance. Again, this is not open yet. There'll be 3 entrances here at Disneyland. There'll be 2 at Disney's Hollywood Studios. That's pretty much the only differentiator. Other than that, the lands are virtually identical. So this is going to give you a really good sense of what this space, this very expansive space, looks like. So do me a favor, invite your friends, tag them, have them come along, tweet out that we're doing this together, and then join us on a tour of Galaxy's Edge. So again, we're coming in from what will be the Critter Country entrance, and I'll try and narrate a little bit about what we are going to be seeing. I want you to really pay attention to the landscape, to the vegetation, to some of the details that you can see spotted throughout. Much like Pandora, you definitely get the sense that you are not in a Disney theme park. The sense of weathering, aging, place, and story is done exceptionally well here. And much like a lot of the places in the Disney parks, what you see and feel during the day is very different than what you do at night. I shared some live video late last night before the dedication ceremony. Again, some of these locations are being used currently as active media shooting centers, but it'll still give you a little bit of sense of what you can see as you walk through. Gonk. Gonk. So this will be the entrance. This will be the queue for the Rise of the Resistance attraction. This will not be opening until fall. We don't have an exact date yet, but you really get a sense of just some of the details, some of the elements that you can gather from all of the different Star Wars trilogies. The one beautiful thing about Batuu from a storytelling element is that it's not necessarily locked in to a specific story or time or place or adventure. The idea here is that you create your own story. You sort of not just choose your own adventure, but you make it along the way. And they do so many wonderful things to make that happen, including how cast members have their own unique backstories, how there are interactive elements throughout the land, which we'll go into a lot more detail when I do a recap show, probably next week, about what we have seen so far. So you'll see currently the merchandise locations are closed because obviously it's not open to the public. They are supposedly going to open up later. I'm not sure if I'll still be here at that time. But if you are familiar with the films, you will see a lot of elements from the Star Wars movies that you can associate both with the original trilogy as well as items from the animated series and the other trilogies as well. One thing I want you to really get a sense of that I think Disney does so well through the use of design and force perspective, it looks as though these very almost organic like mountains and rock formations look huge and as if they've been here forever. And there's an incredible sense of perspective and depth to this land too. It's deep, it's winding, it's huge. I didn't realize this whole section existed the first night that I was in here, because there's so many different winding pathways and places to go and explore. And I want you to pay attention to the sounds in the background. So Vinny, I'll actually take you into the restroom because the restrooms are well themed. I took a photo last night when there was nobody here, but if we can walk in, I'll take you in as well. So again, if you've seen the films before, you get a sense that, they've tunneled into the mountains to create, secret resistance bases. Everything looks as though it has I want to say almost a militaristic-like feel to it while still blending in with the environment. This here, excuse me, is the marketplace. This is where a lot of the merchandise stalls and locations are. Karen, the land is massive. Again, this is the largest expansion in any Disney theme park, and it dwarfs Toy Story Land or even Pandora in terms of the horizontal and vertical scale. So Corey, you mentioned the app. The one thing that was incredible to me last night was just how deep the app goes in terms of helping you craft story, and you could spend an entire day just doing things on the app, and I'll show you things that you can interact with as well. So here you get a sense of the idea that there are local artisans and craftsmen who are making some of the items that you can purchase that very much look as though they were made by hand. Take a look in the back how that old R2 unit is used almost as a kiln or a way to, heat some of the metal. Everything looks as though, and you see the tools to evidence that, was made by hand. So, Mike, you're 100% right. They absolutely took inspiration from villages in the Middle East in terms of these open-air marketplaces. And you'll get a lot of the sense of that, although you can also see that there are elements of shipping crates. That sounds like a Kowakian monkey lizard, Corey, if I'm correct. So Corey and friends, much like the banshees in Pandora, they have Kowakian monkey. Can you show me the Kowakian monkey lizard? Can you show me the? Are you able? Okay. He's so cute and fluffy. Don't you just want to snuggle him? So you can see, much like the banshees in Pandora, WDW Radio. Look at this little Punim. Who wouldn't want to take that home? Remember these attaching themselves to the Millennium Falcon? So even some of the lighting fixtures, we were talking about some of the Middle Eastern elements you can get a sense of here. But listen in the background to the sounds as if there are people and creatures here. So if you remember from the original Star Wars, when Luke was trapped in the garbage chute, the creature that was in there with him, see if we can get him to come out again. Wendy, you're 100% right. The detail in here is absolutely remarkable. I kind of want to take you into the men's room. Oh, we have to go. They're filming here. I'm going to come back later and do some filming here myself, but I won't be able to do that live. Or maybe I will. Who knows? We'll see.
You again?
So up here is Ronto's Roasters, which we won't be able to get too close to because they are filming up there, but I'm going to try and show you as much as I can. Now, if you were watching last night, you may have seen that throughout the day and the evening, there are a number of what appear to be sort of action sequences that take place here. They take place in other locations where characters come out and they, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a lot that happens that are like things we haven't seen before in terms of not necessarily scripted stage shows, but things that happen in and around the land to really complete that sense of story, and stories that you sometimes are brought into as well. Actually, you see, right, the walking space is huge. The land, I cannot convey how massive the land and the space really is. So here you see like a vehicle workshop. I want to get in that land speeder so bad. So I really wanted to get a sense of the place and the space. And there's lots of little Easter eggs everywhere. So, like, for example, on this ship, it has cargo crates on it. One cargo crate is 77. There's another one that has another number that may or may not be significant. All right, it's 77, 80, and 83. Do the math. I know you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not sure where we can go into or not. So this unmarked location here, this is Savi's workshop. It's meant to look just like a junker store because obviously they don't want anybody knowing what is going on inside. So there's a little bit of a secret element to it, but here is where you can go and custom craft and build your own lightsaber. To say that it is an experience, it absolutely is. The price is $199. It takes about a half hour or so, but the lightsaber you create, the experience that you have, is uniquely yours, which is why there's no video that could be shown from inside. So you see, there are 4 different sort of elementals that you can base your lightsaber on. Here's one. Well, it's very Sith-like. So it's sort of there's a power element. There's a few others that you can choose from. I did it last. I didn't build my own lightsaber. I built one for somebody else. Becky wanted more than one and didn't want to wait in line again, so I built one for her. But it was a wonderful experience, and really, there are spoiler elements that I won't share with you in terms of what happens during, and more importantly, there's a bit of a payoff at the end of this as well. So I think they're shooting inside the droid factory, so we might not be able to make our way inside there. We'll see. Let's turn around and go this way a little bit. So something else you'll find too throughout the land are these not just Arabesh things that you can translate using the Play Disney Parks app, but these things that you can scan. One of the elements of the Galaxy's Edge overlay of the app is that you can scan all these things. I will tell you that the layers of depth that the app adds is remarkable. I played with it only for about 20 minutes or so, and there's additional stories to be told and created. There's interactive elements and characters even inside of the app that really extend what you do in and around the land. And again, I don't want to spoil too much. I want you to be able to experience it for yourself when you come to both World and Land. So in here, and I'll have a video of this later on. I did a stand-up interview. This is one of the quick service dining locations. Of course, I had to do something in a dining location. The food, I will tell you, is phenomenal, but spoiler alert, we'll get to that. Here's Ronto's Roasters. You see they're filming there, so we're not going to be able to go in. But there's a huge variety of food, most of which is available via quick service. But each location has their own story element as well. So here's another one of the merchandise locations. This is Doc Ondar's shop. This is where you are going to spend your time and spend your money. There's a lot to see in here. So it's sort of broken up into little sections. So here are different figures and collectibles. So there's Maz Kanata, there's the Jark figures, the chess game. Here's things from and I haven't shown you inside yet, but if you want to sort of become an Imperial officer, here's all that you'll need. So here's where you can purchase some of the incredibly realistic looking costumes. I've been asked a lot of questions about what you can wear in the park. You need to follow the Disney Parks guidelines. My understanding is that adults cannot sort of necessarily wear a full costume, but you can wear belts and elements of it, but you can't sort of come in full costume. You can bound, but here is what Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities looks like. I actually took a very cool 360-degree look inside to give you a sense of the space. So I'm not talking a lot because I want you to hear the sounds in here, but more importantly, there are so many cool details and story elements and Easter eggs located up in the rafters, maybe not just from the Star Wars universe. This place is crazy. You see all the different blasters up there. Bright suns, my friend.
Bright suns. These are our legacy lightsabers.
Now these are not the build your own. These are legacy lightsabers that come assembled and that you can get with 2 different size blades, correct?
The shorter blade.
Would it be at all possible to fire up one of these bad boys?
I better not. Better not. Now, the ones when you build your own lightsaber, the length of that blade will actually be right in between these two.
Somebody asked the price of the robe. They are priceless. Do you know the price of the robe offhand? Okay.
Don't hold me to that.
Are you able to show me how the holocrons work? So I was playing with one before, and I was able to get it to fire up here.
Have to do is sort of play with it. There you go.
There we go. And then if you cover up all of the, which I can't do because right, if you cover up all of the dots, you get a message.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen, with the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place.
That's awesome. And there's different messages, and there's different kyber crystals that you can load in that have different messages, correct?
Different colors, and the message, yes, it will affect the message.
Now, one thing that's of interest, one item per person. Now, if you remember a certain Star Wars character that met, maybe, his fate in a Sarlacc pit, now you can see what it looks like underneath. So here is a section of Yoda merchandise. He has his little illuminator. I almost did a really bad Yoda impression. You know what I mean. When 900 years old you be, look as good you will, shall not. How are we doing on time? We good? Bright light. So we'll walk around. We'll come around to Millennium Falcon. I want to take you around the other way, but I was playing around a little bit last night with some of the features of the app and was really, really impressed in terms of what it does and really how much it enhances your time. It's not something that detracts from it, and it's things that you can do on your own, independently, or things that you can do with other people, whether they be in your party or other people who might be in the land as well. So there's a gamification of everything here, whether it be on Smuggler's Run, because there's very much a game element. What you do absolutely impacts what your ride is like. I've ridden a few times, and every time has been markedly different in terms of our performance, because you need to work together as a team as well as your result. Can we come in the other side? Can I come in this side or the other side, or this side? Okay. Oh, so we can go into the Droid Depot. So here at the Droid Depot, like the Build Your Own Droid experience at Hollywood Studios, this really goes to a whole nother level. You'll come up to this conveyor belt where you'll choose different pieces and different parts, whether you want to build an R series, like an R2-D2, or a B series, like a BB-8 unit, and you put together, I think there's 5 different head pieces, a couple of different body pieces. There's the interactive element to it as well. And then you come over here and actually take the tool down and assemble the droid on your own. There are lots of accessories for them as well, including a personality chip. So there are different colors and different personalities that your droid will take on, and your droid interacts with the environment as well. So whether it is a resistance droid, if it's a good guy droid or a bad guy droid, basically, the way it interacts with the environment and some of the characters within is going to change as well. There are also ones that you can buy that are more decorative. There's, of course, droid-related merch for the ladies and the gentlemen. Little droid-related home cooking stuff. And for the fan and all of you, if you've got 25 Gs laying around. It was a life-size, working, custom astromech unit, which I believe you can customize to a certain degree to make it your own. This is one of the coolest things. We'll see if DJ Rex is working. Oh, they don't have them turned on. If we can make our way into the cantina, we've got to go see DJ Rex. So this is one of the other entrances into the land. And if you can hear the sounds, the background sounds differ depending on what part of Batu you're in. This land is huge. So some of these are shooting locations we can't necessarily go into. But somebody mentioned before some of those Middle Eastern marketplaces. If you've ever seen how exposed the wiring and how very sort of rudimentary the wiring in, that very much was part of the inspiration for here. All right, I have a request for you. I need you to go on a reconnaissance mission for me. Can you see if anybody's in the men's room? Because the restrooms are so cool, I need to show them what it is. And it would be really weird if somebody was in there. Bet he's never gotten that request before. All right, so maybe we can do it this way. We'll show you inside. Suffice to say, the restrooms are very well themed as well. You're a good man. Can you want to say hi? Can you say hi?
Sure.
It's Adam, like
Hi,
one of my
everybody.
favorite cast members ever.
Oh,
From?
thanks, Lou. From Peoria, Illinois.
And you work here now.
I work here.
Formerly a cast member
The Walt Disney
at
World.
Walt Disney World. And he's part of the W Radio family too. How much fun are we having today?
So much fun. Happy to be with you, Lou.
Better than being locked in an office, isn't it?
Much better.
Are you enjoying the fact that there's nobody here for the last time ever?
You know, it's a great day.
Yeah, it's a
Great
beautiful day.
day.
Lots to see. Still so much more to see. Thank you for inspecting the men's room for me. So you'll see there's a probe droid from Empire back in the distance. Lots of callbacks to all of the series. And then how cool is this for a reveal? Hey, gentlemen. How's it? Oh, I'll do that. And here is actually where you purchase your blue and or green milk. So as you can see, there's lots of active filming that's going on today. This is very cool at night, and there's a show element that takes place here as well that was just wonderful. Details abound in this land. It is remarkable. And if you are a fan of the films, there's a lot that you'll be able to pick up. Again, more of the interactive elements that you can scan and that can give you missions. There's jobs that you can do to help earn you more credit, as well as earn you favor with either the First Order or the Resistance. You can see that the land is both organic as well as built and worn. It's battle damaged. This is going to be, without a doubt, one of, if not the most popular place. Can we come in? After 2? We might not be able to make it in. I believe I was live from there last night, though, for a little while. The canteen is awesome. And I have 2 words for you. DJ Rex. It's 3 words, but you know what I mean. So this is just one of the hero shots, which is phenomenal. Again, you really can't get a sense on video of the depth that's here, not just in terms of on a horizontal scale, but from a vertical scale as well. Those spires, those mountains seem as though they're, hundreds, if not thousands of feet away. This is the very first time they have ever built a full-scale Millennium Falcon. There have been ones on sets, and I've talked to some of the people who've been on sets before, and there's pieces, and they're sort of distorted for filmmaking purposes. When you stand near and behind and under and around this Falcon, you're going to get all of the feels in a very big kind of way. It's remarkable to see it in person, in front of you, and then to be able to walk inside and pilot it. You hear that sound, and you almost can imagine this ship, getting ready to start to move and take off. So there you go. There is our relatively quick tour of most of Black Spire Outpost. There are still some areas we didn't get a chance to go into because there are active filming locations today, but that's even better because you don't want to see everything through a screen. You need to come and see it with your own eyes and feel, not just the feels, but feel there's a multi-sensory experience that happens in this land. It's not just about what you see and hear, but what you can touch, what you can obviously taste, even what you smell in certain areas. There are different scents to give you a sense of, being out by the dirt or being in, inside the Falcon. And again, I don't want to give too much away, because this is a land that is meant to be enjoyed in person. So if you're coming to Disneyland, let me know in the comments, when are you coming? If you're coming to World, have you made your plans yet? It opens up late August of this year. And what are you most excited to see or do or buy or experience here in Batu at the Black Spire Outpost. Let me know in the comments below. More importantly, do me a favor, if you think that you know somebody who might be interested to and would enjoy this little tour, let them know, tag it, share it out, whatever. I'll have more content coming up. I'll be shooting some more video today. I'll certainly be doing a full review for the show as well, probably early this week, so stay tuned for that. There's a lot to cover, and when I say a show, there might have to be multiple shows because there's a lot to see, there's a lot to do, and a lot to take in, and even as I continue to walk this land, I am still picking out so many things that you are not going to get the first time that you come through. If you haven't made your plans to come to Galaxy's Edge yet, I suggest making them very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, on making our own adventure last night and today. I hope that you have a great day. What is it? Bright suns? Bright suns. It's the greeting during the day. I don't remember what the one is at night. There's a lot that I still have to learn and do and taste here in Batu at Galaxy's Edge. May the Force and the Schwartz be with you always. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.